Hello, welcome to Mokgadi Legacy. Kalabitsoki Mokgadi. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like, share, and ring the notification bell for the next video. Today we'll be speaking everything squatter camp, Sprite mixtape, ventilation, Bada Bing entertainment, and definitely Slikour on life. Oh, you got it. We'll be chatting to Slikour. Please stick around and take a walk with me.
Take a walk with me. Let's share how we feel.
Slikour,
Hi.
welcome to Mokgadi Legacy.
Thank you.
I'm quite excited to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So let's speak about Squatter Camp.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet and what actually inspired the group?
I think that it wasn't really us meeting, but more us living in the same place.
Yes.
And people going to school with other people, and those people literally bring those people to the same place where
Okay.
we are
Yeah.
hanging. So it wasn't really like there was a meeting. We were just friends.
Okay.
So you might find it started in Leondale, but like friends, like people from Leondale would hang out during
You
the
grew
week.
up together.
Yeah, but
Oh.
when guys go to school,
Yeah.
they make friends in school.
Yes.
And those guys also so happen to rap, so they bring them into the
Yeah.
group. And that's how it became bigger than Leondale. It became Heidelberg, it became Soweto,
Yeah.
it became Alexandra.
Okay.
It's like everybody literally was collecting their friends.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
within the friendship, did you guys know that you've always wanted to be musicians or it just happened?
No, we were friends. We were primarily friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were primarily friends. And the common thread with all of us was that we loved rapping.
Yeah.
So that was it. We loved rapping. We could rap, and we but primarily it was
Yeah.
friendship.
Ah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And when it comes to studio, how did you guys start the recording and who came up with that idea?
Well, I mean, oh yeah, it was probably me.
Okay.
No, what we did, like I built the house, I built the studio at my house. I always, it wasn't even about like a squatter camp studio. It was just like, I always wanted a place to create, I love being able just to create, and getting closer to the things that are in my head. So music was something where I had to I started building the studio at my house, and then Lebo literally got some money from his father. He contributed. Infed literally like got some money from, I don't know what he was doing,
Yeah.
but he contributed too. But everything was at my house.
Yeah.
But we were just building a general studio. It wasn't a squatter camp
Yeah,
studio.
okay.
So all of us would do different things. I mean, my whole hood would come record there.
Yeah.
So it was something that I really kind of initiated.
So the team just came together as time went.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that like I said, when everyone was friends, we were friends in one hood. So
Yeah.
Smacks would get his friends from NSA,
Yeah.
and we go, yo, we've got a place to come record.
Ah, that's beautiful.
Nish will get friends we'll get Flabber, who was his friend, and then we got a place to record. Bozza literally would probably get like his group, and it was so that's why there was 12 of us, because you can't invite
12,
you
yeah.
can't invite a black person without him inviting his other friends.
I know, right?
That's
I know.
what's got a camp happened.
Okay, so the Squatter Camp, the name, I suspect you're actually also behind
No,
it.
no, definitely not.
How did it come about?
The guys were sitting in Alexandra, and they were just trying to make up a name, because obviously now there were different groups. So like the Leondale guys were called Exorcism, the guys from Heidelberg were called Cypher Gods, there's two guys from Alex Sipo and Mokgadi, I think they called themselves Didactic Tongues, complicated names.
Yeah.
And so we're all these crews, what's our name as a collective? And someone joked and said, it was in Alexandra, it was after Flav's birthday, and they slept over in Alex, I wasn't there. And someone said, what about squatter camp?
Yeah.
And they joked, ha.
It actually made sense,
And then
right?
said, but squatter camp is
Yeah.
the one, and obviously at the time hip hop wasn't popular, so we did feel like we were like the squatter camp of the music industry, where we no one wants to support us. We're being the industry doesn't acknowledge
Yeah,
us.
true,
It
true.
was similar to what was happening in the real squatter camp kind of world. So that's why the name was very appropriate also.
Yeah. Okay, since all you actually mentioned that it's quite difficult for one to push through since in the industry actually. So how did you guys manage to like blow out? Like what was that one thing that pushed you guys to, you know what, we need to make this happen, and you just kept on going?
I think, you know, the biggest ingredients, I guess, at the time is when you're young and obviously you don't have like like sort of like, and it's not a business, you know.
Yes.
When you're young, doing what you love.
Yeah, it's
And
more of fun. You
Yeah.
actually don't have much information about the admin side and everything else. Yeah.
It's like, I feel like, you know, if you're playing with cars all the time, or
Yeah.
you're playing with, you're gonna probably end up in that world. You know, we were young playing with music,
Yeah.
and it was genuine and it was honest, and people gave us, and people were either happy for us, people were either people were seeing our dedication, you know, and because a lot of people search for that thing, you know, everyone searches for what must I do with my life. We were lucky that like we never had to search for that. We were already doing it. So even like our peers who only had school were looking to us like, oh, you guys, besides school, you do a little something else recreational, and you're proactive with it. So people literally start like revering that and respecting that. And I think that's really how the success started with squatter camps, really grassroots consistency of people just revering it. And by the time it was on mainstream, the people who were literally always like wishing us well, it's almost like their energy kind of blew up also with us, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm actually going to derive a bit. I'm aware of Bada Bing, right? So it was actually formed Gilebo, Sugar Smacks. So no.
But not really.
Yeah.
It was formed by myself, by Label, by Sboo, and Infa. So the name came from Sboo, who was our manager at the time.
Okay.
The squatter camp manager, and he kind of came up with the name Bada Bing. You know, it's like I think it was inspired by the mafia movies, like Bada Bing, Bada Boom.
Oh yes, yes. And then what was the main focus on that one?
It was a recording label and a management label, because Squatter Camp was like our first client. Yeah.
Okay. And then how many artists, or which biggest artists have you guys been managing?
I mean, the artists that we managed, because we went from managing music artists to general people, the artists that we kind of managed inside that Bada Bing stable, even later when it was just me and Lebo, became obviously Squatter Camp, became My Man, became Questa, Bonang, Enclair for a bit, DJ Naves.
It's quite a lot, eh?
Yeah, so those are the few, and the guys that were working for us were Younger. Younger was one of the guys that was working for us who actually wanted to be a rapper. But, you know, and,
it's worth a try. I've been paid.
Yeah.
Okay, let's speak about your solo albums. Yes.
And sorry, and we also managed myself. And
oh, you included, obviously. It's a business, you are doing it, so you have to include yourself in it. Of course. So, in terms of your albums right now, how is it going musically, you know, like as a solo? Yes.
I'm not even released. The last time I released anything was 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 2020 now. Yeah, it was 10 years ago, so I'm not...
But then your music is still relevant even now. It's still, people still play it. It still sounds good. You can't even, you know, differentiate, or it's, you know, from way back, you know. Because I was actually listening to one of your songs. I forgot the name. What's this? Wasn't Sid?
Oh, yeah.
I love that song. I love that song, and the dance as well. And actually, it's a banger. Okay, let's speak.
Dance, it was a curve.
Oh, my
we were
bad.
curving the
My
dancing.
bad. I can't dance. I can move. So I would.
No, we were curving the dancing also. So we were just
okay.
like,
Yes. Ventilation. Let's get into ventilation. Just walk me through how did it come about as well, and who was involved in it? How did you start it?
I think with ventilation, it was more like a grudge kind of company. It was a grudge company. We weren't, I don't think we were seeing eye to eye with the guys from Squatter Camp at the time. And I just said, well, if we can't see eye to eye, maybe I must go do my own thing. So I started ventilation. Without me leaving the group, obviously, it was just, I also had to prove to myself that I can do something.
You can do
without
it on your own,
dependence of the group, you know. The only person that I kind of brought in was like Labels Max. I said, yo, I'm going out to do this because I wasn't happy with a couple of things in the group. And Squatter Camp was a big brand. It was a big step to take.
Definitely, it's actually, it stood out. So when you're speaking Squatter Camp, everybody knows what you're talking about. If you don't mind me asking, what were the challenges in the group that actually divided you guys?
I think that, you know, we all have our roles, and, you know, our roles maybe sometimes, as much as we artists, are not the roles that are always seen, you know, but it's the roles that put things together at times and connect in the background. And I think that, like, there was always this sentiment that, like, we are, or maybe I am, like, we utilizing the Squatter Camp name for our own personal advance and gain, when everything we'd ever done for Squatter Camp was for the group. You know, and the only time I then realized that, like, there's a little bit, it's like there's not a lot of appreciation. That's when and there's always like fights. That's when I said, okay, I mean, if there's a feeling that I'm dependent on the group, meanwhile, when I'm advancing the group, in my view, let me go see if I can do my own thing. So I started ventilation for those purposes. Okay,
just for me to get to understand, was it a challenge immediately when you guys started getting to make money, or it was even before?
Success. It came with success. It came with money. But I mean, even before, you know, I mean, like, these things they show themselves, you know. They show themselves, you know. And I think that you without you knowing, you have a consistent hunger to learn, and your peers probably don't have the same
vision as well. Yes, true.
And if there's anything, I just feel that it was if everybody literally, like, was learning what's happening behind the scenes, we all would have understood the value of each other. But the other thing, maybe also, if the flip side of it is that also for me, in my personal capacity, if I took the time to learn what other people are going through in their lives, you know, for them to perceive things a certain way. So it's a mutual thing. It's like I'm like, yo, learn the industry, and for me on my side, maybe learn what people are also going through and what's their hindrance, and be patient, you know. But that wasn't the case, you know. Life is what it is. So
if you were to take it back, you would actually fix all those things and still want to keep the group going?
I mean, like, I wouldn't, you see, it's not only my responsibility. If I wouldn't change anything about my life, but like, maybe if I had the power to change what how everyone perceives things, that's what I would change. Because if we were all perceiving things the same way and we're all on the same page, we probably would have the biggest kind of hip-hop label, you know. But all those things are driven by the similar vision, and I don't think it's a Squatter Camp challenge. I think it's everyone who wants to build something's challenge, you know, and collaborate.
Well, like you said, before Squatter Camp, each and every one of you guys were individuals. So you had your own challenges that you have to face on the side before Squatter Camp. All right. So let's speak Sprite mixtape, right? So tell me about it. How did you get into it, and what were the procedures?
Even when we started ventilation, I kept on telling Debo that, like, we can actually go and do things for brands, you know. And you know, he wasn't too sold in the idea, you know. And I kept on, like, insisting that, yo, I think we can really do things for brands. And And with that, you know, I started doing proposals, and I took the step, you know, to send a proposal to, I mean, to a couple of guys, you know, I mean, they were knew that I was doing it, but obviously the focus was if it's music, it's music.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a sense that you and Lebo had a very strong relationship.
We do.
Yeah, because he keeps popping every now and then.
We do have a strong relationship.
Yeah.
But you know, because he was my partner at Ventilation, so Sprite literally picked up the idea. They came back and they called us to do, we were like the first kind of artist, black-owned kind of company to do something for a brand in that level. So Sprite literally called us to do the campaign. I mean, now, you know, artists, everybody's doing something for a brand, like an agency or whatever. So we were like, we were called in, we did something for Sprite. It really like changed the paradigm for them, from the PR they got, and obviously because we knew they were going across the country, we used it as a tour to launch Questa also. And at the time we'd already signed Questa, so we used Sprite's money to take Questa around the country. Plus, because one of the other things we did was manage the performers that would be in the different cities. So we literally also did like a tour where, I mean, guys like Morafe, we literally helped them kind of perform outside Joburg for the first time. You know, guys like even Cooley's first solo song really was distributed across the country by us. Mags, all these guys who literally were just like Joburg based, literally got a chance to get heard in the rest of the country through the Sprite.
And how long did it take to get the mixtape done? From what I heard, it actually took a week. If I'm not wrong.
It's possible because we weren't really remaking songs. We were asking guys to send us the songs.
Okay. Oh, so it was just a compilation of all the songs that we've done already.
Yeah. So Cooley literally, I think Tory Mac must have sent me the song, Cooley's solo song. Maggie sent me something, you know, everybody sent me like something, and then we put it together and we made this one compilation.
All right, so you were actually involved in choosing each and every song that has to be.
Myself and Deborah were very instrumental in putting the thing together.
All right, that's very interesting. Let's speak now your present projects that you're working on, which is Slikour on Life. Tell me about it.
Well, what can I say? I think, you know, Slikour on Life also started from once again, when I stopped making music in 2010, I got into the marketing world, I got into the agency world, and I stayed there for 2-3 years, and I think in the third year I literally just realized that I can't get away from the music, you know, but you know, I also don't feel like I want to get on stage and perform and all those things. So what I did, I felt that I wanted to tell music stories, because I knew that like that was what was missing when I was an up and coming artist, and I never understood why we never got these interviews where we could actually watch stories about our favorite artists. So I started that because I wanted it to. That was the big why. I want to tell the story of the artist. So that's really where Slikour on Life started, and with that, you know, I was like, how are we going to survive? We started selling banners, then we did influencers, and then we started doing like whole brand campaigns, you know, with content, you know, etc., etc. So it kind of evolved to become a digital business where, in the end, we started doing community management for brands also. So, you know, it started from the website, and it kind of built its own layers of different services that created the business.
Yes, so I actually wanted to come into the community services, so you included that into it. So it means you're actually using Slikour on Life to actually give back to the community as well.
Yeah, I mean, by virtue, you know, I guess myself and the team I work with, we, at least like a day, you know, Monday to Friday, we posting a day at least, we're posting 4 or 5 stories or 6 stories that give shine to artists, no matter how big or how small they are. I mean, if they've got great music, that's what we do, We obviously have a platform where we have this on live radio thing, where we also like play songs. So, and we also have the back end of the website where artists can literally upload their music.
Okay.
So I mean, the whole platform is built out of facilitation, helping people facilitate their journey in the industry. You know, we're using our name, our time, our energy to I wouldn't say put people on, but to be part of the platforms where people can tell their stories.
Okay. In terms of the stories, is it a theme thing, like daily there's a theme that you follow, or you just flow with whatever story that you come across?
It's like journalism, but it's music journalism.
Okay.
You know, it's like, oh, there's a story of this, okay, we got to write about that.
Yeah.
It's music journalism.
Okay. So I heard you talking about the music uploads for other artists. How do you go about that? Like how do the artists upload the music?
And the back-end artists are able to upload their music, and people literally can download the music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's quite interesting. That's beautiful. I thought maybe you going the route of they upload and then you just decide which one goes live on their behalf.
Yeah, no, we've got a homepage where we curate what we think makes sense,
Okay.
and then we got a back-end page where people can upload whatever if they probably don't.
Yes, because I was actually thinking that it wouldn't actually work out well for you, because then each and every content that comes in, it goes live on your page.
Yeah.
But if it's not the right content that's supposed to go live, okay.
Yeah.
That's quite beautiful. Please give the people that are watching a message in order, in terms of business-wise, like generally, what are the advices that you can give them on how to go about channeling themselves in this industry?
Well, you know, the industry is, firstly, at this, when you want to get into the industry, you need to know that, like, you know what, nothing's going to be given to you.
True.
And the chances of success are minimal, completely minimal. But like, you got to listen to your voice and hear how hungry you are.
True. Yeah.
And you got to understand why you need to be in this space, what makes you important, you know. I think once you got your why, music is a service, and you see, I don't want people to think about working in the industry. You got to understand that when you're a musician, a creative, you're a service provider for people's emotions.
True.
You know, you're a service provider for people's thoughts, and if you're honest with it, you will fulfill that. So your job is not to try to get an interview, your job is to actually make the right music and improve your music. So people can so you can service people's emotions, thoughts, experiences. That's what music is.
True.
And if you can get that right, and you can see how your music is servicing people, that's when you kind of start look at how do you amplify it through the interviews. So I think everybody's always chasing the interview, but they're not looking at how well their music is servicing themselves, their community, the people that should be engaging with it. Everybody just wants to post a picture on the gram. That's what at least this world of digital has done.
It's actually taking over. So people get carried away and think they're doing the right thing, of which they miss the other aspects.
It makes people miss the main thing.
Yeah, true.
And the main thing is the music all the time.
Yes.
Take care of the music, and remember your music is servicing emotion. If it's not servicing you because it's your own thing, because it has to free you first, you know. If it's freeing you, great. Then you gotta ask, if it's only freeing you, then maybe you don't want to be mainstream. You don't want to fight for it, just do it for yourself. But if you make music that you think is freeing people, you can only see it when they listen to it.
They respond to the music, definitely. So how do you sit back and relax and forget about this busy life?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess a lot of times just also just like when I'm at home, you know, spending time with my family, that kind of, I have to close the laptop and put it far away.
Yeah,
you know?
Just so you don't get tempted, to want to open it.
I mean, but the mind is always working.
That I know,
Yeah.
definitely. In the creative space, there's no time to sleep or, just, it's forever busy. It's traffic in here. So I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, the mind is always working.
Yes. Thank you so much for allowing us in your space.
Thank you.
I'm really grateful.
Thank you.
So it's more, like I said, you're actually one of the biggest brands that we've interviewed so far. Thank you so much. On that case, please look into that camera and say, "Take a walk with me."
Take a walk with me.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much. We came to the end of our conversation, Miss Slikour. I know that you guys really enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and ring the notification bell for the next video. From me to you, take a walk with me.